we're younger and we're over here trying to, get people to like our music or give us that deal we've been trying to get. Or
you're right.
Oh, like people like, oh, I can get you signed. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm not even interested.
Yeah, I'm not even looking for that.
What up, everybody? My name is Diamonique. Been here for a minute and still doing it, and I'm blessed to be here.
I'm PMS and I'm pimping Monday through Sunday. Gunplay, if need be, aim at your Hyundai. Snatching the mic, I'm proceeding to bring the hype. Any span see me is better, yep, so now they like. Oblivious to my reign, pay me a shame. Diamonique, knocking them out the lane. Out of the box.
All right, man, and we are back. Chris Sees the Internet. Catch us here every week with a dope interview from an artist that we over here at the Invisible Panchos would like you to know or get familiar with because we're fans of. And we think they might be able to teach you guys some stuff if you're pursuing indie art or the independent hip-hop path, And it's always good conversation. I don't know about you, but I love listening to podcasts with any artists, painters, actors, comedians, I love to hear the journey, and Diamonique has had quite a journey. She was in a little movie called End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if you heard of this. Broke some records at the movie theater. Remember then? Remember when people used to go to movies and stuff? But she played the homegirl Wicked, if you've seen the movie. And she's videotaping at the beginning. I think she's the one who's recording everybody at the beginning. She got to stretch her legs in the acting world. One thing you can say about her is she is an artist to the core. She doesn't just do one thing. She's a photographer. She's a director. She directs music videos, films. She's working on a film right now. She's producing a film. She talks a little bit about that in this podcast. Is this what this is? Is this a podcast now? Chris Sees the Internet? No, it's not. It's just a conversation with some friends on YouTube. And you get to see it and watch it and maybe learn some stuff from it. Maybe not. Maybe you just laugh. We can laugh. It's all good. Speaking of that, she lets out some laughs when we talk about a really interesting thing that happened to Diamonique along her path. There was a really big artist by the name of Mr. Sancha, and he was on royalties, low profile records, and I guess they wanted to sign another artist and maybe create a counterpart to that and find an artist by the name of Miss Sancha, or create an artist by the name of Miss Sancha. Little did we know at that time it was being created though. But Diamonique ends up penning and recording all the songs under the name Miss Sancha and puts that record out, puts out multiple records as Miss Sancha, and in disguise, by the way, never really showing her face. The covers, as you can see here, are not her, but it was a character she was playing. You can follow this whole thing, by the way, if you go over to Rhodium Radio, and shout out to Tony A, because he covers this whole thing with royalty and Diamonique. I think they actually gave him the exclusive when this came out a few years back. But yeah, that was something that happened to Diamonique. She was a whole nother rapper for a while she was also doing Diamonique music. She's got the chops. She's an actress. I mean, the skills are there. And then kind of like in real life too, because with Miss Sancha, that was kind of an act, sort of, I guess. But we talk a little bit about that. And just her journey in general, man. She's one of those people who I just think is just an artist to the core. And I wanted to share this with you guys. So, man, we're making a lot of changes over here at the Invisible Panchos. We're rolling out a bunch of new shows, and we got some vlogs coming up. But mostly what we're doing right now, while I have some of these interviews stacked up, I'm going to be releasing them to you guys while me and Gene are in the studio recording our new music. So we're recording a bunch of new music and hoping to give at least start giving you a bunch of that before the year's over. So we're getting through a lot of it. Subscribe, tune in. But anyways, this is my conversation with Diamonique. I hope you guys enjoy. Follow Diamonique. As always, all the links in the description. There hasn't been a lot that she hasn't seen, and she's still here, and she's about to put out some brand new music. So That's pretty inspiring. So check her out, Diamonique. This is my conversation with her. Like, what do you consider yourself? Like, do you call yourself an artist? Do you call yourself a rapper, singer? Because I know you have talents in a lot of different things. But when you describe yourself to other people, what do you say?
Or I don't even say music artist. I say artist, really, because I do a lot of things. I do videography, editing, photography. So anything that's creative, anything that's just artistic, I love it.
I remember very early on YouTube and on just online being able to follow like your independent grind, like really, really early on. I'm talking like you were like getting a bus, you were like putting major stuff into promo and marketing, but you were also having like this dialogue with your audience. Like it seemed like you had this really early connection, like you understood like direct to consumer type thing. We can say that confidently now. You were very early to all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like, and I've been told that many times that I was always just ahead of my time. Like with my music, with my movement, I was just ahead of my time.
Do you feel that way?
I do. I have songs that they're like 10 years old, and to me they're just timeless, but I think it's about like when you create it, what you're creating. And there was a time in my life where I think when I was getting the buzz going and I was just trying to make that hit, where I got away from just making it because I loved it, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't fun, like trying to make something. Like, I want to make something, create something that's just from the heart, and like, because I took a like hiatus for like 10 years, 15 years, something like that, where I was still doing music, but I wasn't pushing it. Like I wasn't like out there giving it my all. Like right now I'm giving it my all again.
I want them to understand that you were a person who, for sure, again, you came out of the gate swinging. You came out of the gate making really a lot of noise. And you were very independent. You were writing the rule book of independence. I feel like very early on, you were one of those people that was doing that. I got to see it like firsthand. And this isn't, again, I'm not speaking from a place where I was just watching it. I did get to see it closely as well and see how it was working. And it was like, to me, there weren't truly independent artists. Like there wasn't an abundance of them like there is now, where everyone kind of has to know how to do everything now.
Right.
But at that time you had really figured that out. And I want to know, you having figured all that out, how did you get to a point where you were like, man, maybe I don't want to make music right now? Like, well, like what the fuck happened? Like what, you know what I mean? Like what, take us through that.
It wasn't fun to me anymore. And, just the business side of things, and I guess it's like there's the music industry, and then there's just like the hip hop culture, like,
yep.
Yeah, like I grew up on hip hop, so I am of the culture. But yeah, like I love the music so much. And then there was just a time I felt overwhelmed with like just everything that was coming at me, and then just like people are just wanting, pulling me here, pulling me there. And so you can't really trust people. Like, and I started figuring that out later too, because in the beginning when you're young, you think, oh, they're cool, like, they're nice, and they did this for me or did that. But it's because they're trying to bribe you, they're trying and sometimes we're naive when we're younger. Like instead of focusing on the love for the music, it was getting caught up in getting the bag. It was fun for a little bit, it's kind of like a drug. It's kind of like a high. Oh, yeah, I'm, doing this, doing that. But then after a while, it just doesn't feel good, because it's like, for me, because it took away from doing it because I liked it and not because, oh, everyone else likes it. I felt like I knew to do it myself way more than anybody else. And I felt like at the time when I did have the movement going, it's like me and my team created that,
Right.
Like we created that. So we got the word out there and stuff like that. We hit the streets. It was grassroots. But it's crazy because I didn't think I was ever going to get a passion back to do music. I mean, I knew it was always, but I felt like I lost it. Like,
yeah.
People would hit me up. Oh, I'm like, I'm cool. Like, I'll put a song out here and there, but I'm not tripping off that. Like, it's crazy. Like 2020 came, and I started working with my boy Lunch, and we hadn't worked together for years.
And what does working mean? Like, are you guys just tinkering around in the studio? Are you playing with samples? Are you writing shit? Like, well, what does it mean?
Well, like back in the days, we had a whole squad, Homeless Nation.
Yep.
So there was a bunch of us, and we were mobbing deep out there, like just with the movement, the Homeless Nation movement, and like fingers. And so we had a whole thing going, but after a while too, like everyone kind of did their own thing, like everyone was just living life and having kids and all that.
Yeah.
Me and Lunch are the only ones that don't have any kids. Everyone else has kids,
Yeah.
So things just got different, and I kept focusing on like my brand, Diamonique Diamond Cut Productions, and that's what I was pushing. I was starting to push that more, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna build something, I need to build my own brand, because at the end of the day, like I'm down with, I'm down Homeless Nation. That's my family and stuff, but and I'm gonna be from homeless till I die. That's my family, but I needed to build something that was going to be my brand, like besides Diamonique. And that's when I started building Diamond Cut Productions and doing the videos. And yeah, it's fun. I get lost in it. It's fun. And helping other people, not just anybody. Like I like to, as long as I connect with somebody, it's a different type of feeling when I work with them. And it's exciting, like, because we're creating something together. At this point, I don't really feel like I need the funding. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure. Funding just like any small business.
Right. So but that's pretty much all I need, because I have a team. I have a team. I know how to do a lot of things. So I can make a lot of things happen, and not only me, but I have a lot of resources and people that are rooting for me, and they want to help. So I feel like it's not really necessary for me to go sign to like a label or anything where I'm going to be like this, like puppet type of thing, like,
right.
I'm so used to being independent and running my own show. It just wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. Yeah.
No.
That makes sense. It makes sense. And then plus I can't imagine you wanting to like creatively share with people who don't really know the thing that you're trying to do. Who decides your pace right now? Is it you? Are you like pretty much deciding when I put something out, when I want to do a video, all that? Is it all you?
Yeah, as far as for Diamonique, yeah.
So when do we get to see like another Diamonique record, or is that even in your mind yet? Are you like, I'm already doing it, or is it like where are we at?
I'm sitting on some gold over here.
Now you're just stashing like this is for my project.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like I have my project with Lunch, and I feel like the songs that we do, we fit with what I'm doing with Lunch, and then my boy Flawless, we have Flawless and Diamonique, and that's like a whole other direction. That's more like pop, hip hop, very, very, very poppy. But I was like, I don't care, like I want to do this because this is stuff that we can perform at like family festivals and stuff,
That's dope.
Like there's no words in it, and it's pretty clean.
Yeah.
So we did that. I ended up, me and Flawless, we probably recorded like in a year, like about 60 songs.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like he has a whole bunch of records with me. So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but we haven't even like released like half of them, not even. We still got a lot in the vault. But and then I ended up, I'm pretty sure everybody knows now. I let everybody know that I was Miss Sancha. Did you know about that? Yeah. So that came out, cat.
So, but are we going to talk about it though? Or are we going to like, how do you feel?
I can tell I'm not even, there's nothing to hide for me. Like, well, my name's Monique Noriega, but I go by Diamonique and Miss Sancha. I have different sides to me, so.
She was like, I'll do it, but you can't say it's me because you're gonna fuck up my business. Right. And we didn't, and her and me, myself, we didn't know where this was gonna go.
No.
Right.
Okay, so ultimately, I think the biggest question behind it, at least artistically for me, were you seeing that as like a funding source, or were you seeing that as like like Andy Kaufman, right? Like that kind of Kaufman, like was the whole thing art to you? Were you like, this whole thing is like a big art piece?
Honestly, I can't even call it art. I gotta be straight.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
We can do it nasty and gangster. Put it on me, local, cause I know you ain't a wankster. I usually get paid for my hits, but get more cash taking it from you tricks. I usually get paid for my hits, but get more cash taking it from you tricks.
It was more of, honestly, it was more of a fun project, and I was making money. Like, and I honestly didn't think that was never gonna come out. I thought, okay, if I do this, because how that came about was me and Fingers, Fingers did a lot of my music back then when I was doing my thing. And at that time, that's when I was like all over the radio, touring, had the bus, and I had some deals on the table. So I had a lot of things going. I was also signed, had my own investor. We had an agreement, so we had a label thing going as well.
That was separate from like any other deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was my own person that I brought to the table, and we formed a label.
Got you. That's your business partner.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how Diamond in the Rough came out. That's how the tour bus, everything was funded through my investor. Royalty, who's the owner of Low Profile Records.
Yeah.
He had Mr. Sancho, and he had put out Little Rob and other artists back then. He had an idea for Miss Sancha, and he was trying to find a girl like for the concept. He already had like the idea. He had Mr. Sancho. He wanted Miss Sancha.
Yeah.
So, he had hit Fingers up like, hey, do you think Diamonique will be interested in doing this? And he's like, Fingers like, hell no, she's not gonna do that. Like, she's like a real artist,
Yeah.
You know. And he's like, I'm trying to find a girl. He's like, but nah, they tried out a few strippers, but they couldn't rap. Like back then there wasn't a lot of Latino rappers that were dope.
Yeah.
Now there's some dope ones. Fingers hit me up about it. Of course, at first I was like, oh heck no, I'm not doing that, and then I remember he asked me,
like, immediately you were like, there's like, you didn't even like consider it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, like, because just where my mind was at too. I was always like, I'm gonna go a different route. I want to be, I love Lauryn Hill, people like that, like Tifa, So that's what Diamonique was more like, an artist that was more of a positive type of
right.
Role,
Right. Yeah.
And being myself, authentically myself, but
rooted to the culture and rooted to like the best parts of the culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it was brought to my attention again, and he said, oh, okay, so you don't want to do it. And he's like, well, he's gonna pay. He said he'll pay you this much, and I was like thinking, like, damn. I was like, I need money right now. I was like, damn, I need money right now. And then he's like, well, if you want to do it, I was like, man, what do you think? He's like, I don't know. He's like, you could do it, and just you gotta make him promise or sign paperwork or something saying that it'll never come out. He's like, because that could ruin you. He's like, that could really ruin you, and it could hurt your fan base. Like, people, they might not want to fuck with you after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, damn. I was like, okay. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I was like, as long as nobody ever finds out, I was like, I don't care. He's like, yeah, we'll just.
And this is like what years you think? Like around like a period of time?
This was like around like when Diamond in the Rough was out there, like when Boom Bap radio and all that. Yeah, like 2004, 2005.
Okay, so very, very different time concerning like the internet for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like we're not anywhere close to like a leak at that time on the internet is an actual leak. Like someone actually leaked it, and like we're now like a leak. Most of the leaks are plants. Most of the leaks aren't actually real, right? Like back then, something coming out, it was very hard for something to just come out.
Right.
So I'm sure you weren't, because people could look at it like right now and think of it in terms of right now. Of course, presented right now, it's a different thing, right? Like a different thing. You would have had to consider so many other parts.
Right.
At that time, though, it's just word of mouth, really, right? Like that's the only way it could actually get out.
Right. Like if someone said something, really, like.
Wow. Wow. Okay. But so when they're explaining, or when it was explained to you, I'm assuming Fingers is the person who explained it to you, or did Royalty initially bring it to you?
Yeah, no, Fingers, because to be honest, I never really dealt with Royalty until 2020. Like, I was never in the studio with him. It was me and Fingers making the music, and Fingers making the music. I'm writing the lyrics and recording, and to be honest, it was just like, to me, it was fun. It was funny because it was like I was literally in the booth, like rapping and laughing in between when I was recording, because I was like, "What the heck? This shit is hilarious!" Like, it was like, okay, we're not gonna say anything because like the way World thought too is like that can mess up his label, so his reputation. So he was like, I'm gonna keep it on the low too, but things change or whatever, and controversy sells, so that's, and I think too, a lot of times that's Royal's angle. A lot of times he goes for the controversy to promote and stuff. Royal would come up with concepts though. He would like, okay, make a song. He would tell Fingers, you guys make a song about this, or give us a title for a song, and then we'd go and we'd make it, and then we send it, and then he'd send them the check to Fingers, and Fingers send the money to me.
But then it goes, but then they get it, they package it, they put it out, and then it sells.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
A lot. And you know what?
So what are you thinking then when that starts happening?
I was like, what the hell? I was like, oh shit, what the hell's going on here? I was like, and at that time too, when I started noticing that that was already a time when I was already worn out as far as like doing Diamonique shit, and I was already like chilling, like not even tripping off it. So I was seeing it grow, you know what I mean, from afar.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, dude? I was like, that's crazy. Like, it was like really, it was saying the corniest shit, but I think that was for the ear, that was like, people were like, oh shit, amazed by, what did she just say? But I think too, my voice had a lot to do with like,
for sure,
wanting to hear it, because the voice, like, it was sexy. It was a good tone. It was pleasing to the ears.
At what point were like or at least did it come to your attention, like, oh, there's cracks in this is gonna come out? Like, what was the first? Well, what's the first thing?
There's a few times where I heard like people were talking about it online, and they were like comparing my voice with Sancha.
No shit.
They were like, making videos, and they're like, wow, this is the same girl. Like, listen to her voice right here, and listen to her voice, and they're like matching it up. I'm like, these people are studying shit, Wow. But it was just like people were talking about it on the internet, and what I think is, I think someone in Royal's little crew, like over there, like they opened their mouth about it or something, because a few of them guys, they knew about it,
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure they would talk amongst each other about it. So I think one of them probably told somebody, and then some. It's just like, how rumors start or whatever.
Yeah.
Started getting around. I started seeing it online, and then even there was a couple times Royal hit me, and he was just like, yeah, girl, come on, like, you're missing out on money. Like, we could be getting this. Like, we're going on tour, this and that. This was like maybe 2016 or something. I don't know. But I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm cool. I'm not tripping off that. Like, and he's like, okay. But he tried to get me to come out a few times, and I wouldn't.
But as
Sancha, like letting people know.
Wow. Okay.
Like, this is Sancha right here.
Yeah,
like,
this is who it is. Yeah. And then just run with that, and then just like deal with it as you would, I guess, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I did.
In the age of the internet, that's just how you do it. Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. If the people who aren't gonna fuck with me after they find out, then fuck it. Then they don't really fuck with me, Yeah.
There's definitely people that look at it and go like, damn, she can really write. Like, she can make a whole nother character. She can she can act. She can all her voices are like, she can, you know what I mean? But it's a real thing, because we now know, like, there's so much more to it now.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so weird that now we can look at something like that and like appreciate it in a different way.
I feel like, I'm doing my stuff over here with Lunch. I'm doing my stuff with Flawless. And if I do this with Sancha, then it's going to probably blow people's minds. Like, what the heck? This is the same person, So I think it's like, yeah, like you said, it's not like out of the norm now. Like, and it's more accepted now, or people's like, hey, that's pretty cool,
Yeah. And I think there's one of the things too, I think when you were starting out, like, especially in hip hop and anything connected to hip hop, figuring out like whether or not we were okay with people calling themselves artists. I remember that even being a thing. Like some people are like, well, no, I'm a rapper, bro. Like I rap, dude. Like I fuck artists, fuck art. Like I used to hear people say that, like fuck artists, fuck, and which is so crazy now, right? Like, but it was like that, and so like I did always kind of think, for sure, I knew at that time, like, and I still think that, like, you were always kind of ahead of the curve. So when now doing it as long as we've been doing stuff, like you can see like a lot of the people that are ahead of the curve, dude, they don't always get the benefits of all the paths that they pave.
I know me personally, I wasn't very confident. I was to a point, but then I wasn't. It was weird. It was like this thing where I could just easily cross the line. Not confident, but then I was okay. It's just, so I feel like now it's like I'm very confident, and I know my worth, and I know what I can bring to the table. So I think that makes a big difference. Like then when we're younger and we're over here trying to, get people to like our music or give us that deal we've been trying to get, or
right.
Oh, like people like, oh, I can get you signed. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm not even interested.
Yeah, I'm not even looking for that.
I'm not interested in that. It's like, if you want to, bring a bag, and we can figure out something, how we can multiply this, we can do that. Like, but as far as like doing like a deal with the major and stuff, I don't see myself doing that. Like,
right.
I just don't.
Yeah, I just don't think you even need it, man. Honestly, like,
is where we're at now. We don't need it.
Yeah.
You gotta really love it and don't expect anything out of it. Just love it. And if the good things do come out of it, then that's a blessing, Like,
hell yeah.
That's obviously everyone's end goal, but like, it's just the reason, the why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yo, okay, so take me to the so you've had this re-inspiration. What is coming out of you right now? Like what's the sound? You know what I mean? Because you are also one of those people who loves to play with different sounds. Like you can do a lot of different things. Where are you, like, yourself? Like, where's your heart at right now?
Man, I have like some R&B records that are just like soulful R&B.
Hell stuff. Yeah.
So, like, just. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe, but it's very musical. But not only that, I also have, I got some heat of some hip hop records. Like, I got.
You're rapping.
Yeah, man, I'm rapping. Like, I'm really rapping. Like my homie, Dirty Birdie.
Yeah, shout out Dirty Birdie.
My brother right there, Homeless Nation and Ignorant.
Yep.
There. But yeah, I let him hear it the other day. He came through. He comes and records with me. Like whenever he does a song, he's always coming and recording with me. So, but I let him hear it. I said, "Yo, bro, I want you to hear this song I'm working on." I only had half of my verse written, and I was like, "I want to see what you think, because if you think it's good, I'm gonna finish the verse." I was like, "But I think it's gonna be good." He's like,
yeah.
Oh. So I put it on, and he's like, "What the?" Like, sister. He's like, "You've been hiding out from your brother." And
yeah.
And he's like, "I gotta sit up for this one." And he got up and he sat up. He's like, "Bring that shit back again." And so I rewinded it and I played it, and he was just like, "This shit is hard." He's like, "Man," I said, I was thinking if you want to get on a verse for that. He's like, "Hell yeah." He said, You don't need me on it." He's like, "But shit, if you want me on there, I got you." I was like, "Hell yeah."
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
I'm excited about that one. Well, besides the music too, like I'm doing some film stuff.
Okay.
I actually too, I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Taj. He's a new artist that I've been working with. He's an R&B singer, really dope, amazing R&B singer. And I just shot a video for him. It's called Vibe.
Dope.
So if you guys want to go check that out. But yeah, he just dropped the EP too. So he's on some smooth vocals. It gives you that 90s type of feel, singer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He mix it in with like the new stuff.
That's dope.
So it's a dope.
That's really
vibe.
dope.
Yeah, so I got him, and then I got a artist named Lady Lux, my first artist out of Diamond Cut Productions, and I'm pushing.
Oh wow!
I'm producing some records on. I'm producing an EP on her.
Wow. So when's that coming out?
Right now, I'm be honest, like I'm just have like a couple records, but I just need a few more. I'm just like in the beginning stages, kind of. But I know I got to get on it because she's starting to get out there, and people they're really fucking with her. They're feeling her. But I already knew, like when I heard her, I was like, dude, she has raw natural talent, you know?
That's dope.
I just told her, like, gave her a few like little tips, and the girl just freaking did it, and she's taking off. I'm like, oh shit, I better hurry up with this EP. She's gonna take off on me. No, but she's dope, man. Like, I'm really proud of her. She's grown a lot.
Say her name again so people know.
Lady Lux.
Lady Lux, there you go.
Lux, yeah. You guys can check her out, follow her. It's a lady, and then LLUX. That's her Instagram right there.
There it is.
So yeah. So and then besides that, I'm also working on a couple documentaries. One of them, one of my good friends and part of my production crew is Kinte Johannes.
Mm-hmm.
But she has an amazing story, and I'm filming and editing. I'm helping her put that together. So we're working on that right now. Still in the beginning stages of it, but we have some stuff that we filmed. Then there's also a actual feature film that I'm doing that's called Red, and it's with another friend of mine named Buff Patterson. She's actually the lead actress and writer of the film. So that's been a really cool project. We just have a trailer for that right now. We have filmed some stuff for it. Like, we have a few scenes, but the main thing for those projects right now is just focusing on getting the budgets for them, so that way we can wrap them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like those are pretty cool because they're like my babies as far as my first as director. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So wait. So the big question is, so when do you sleep?
Man. Like, honestly, like my mom, she's like, you need to get sleep. She was getting mad at me. I'm like, Mom, I know, but I have to do this stuff. Like,
I think I know the secret, man, because you're full of secrets. So I think the sunglasses. I think the sunglasses. That's what they really are. Is so that you're sleeping half the time. You're just sleeping. Like, we think you're just chilling, but you're just sleeping.
Exactly.
That's where I think that's where you get it in at.
You already know.
Whoa. Steal from the rich and give to the poor. Just raw. Black ski mask, hurry up and dash. Quick reverb, then I'm back on track. Click clack, got the Mac on stash. Reach back in the flash, I'm fast. I'm from the blast. They gonna feel some way when we roll up on the scene. Might drop, somebody's dead. Yeah, I'm talking smithereens. We stay ready, they know the stat.